going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the 10th inning. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this first few weeks of baseball, our first week of baseball, not weeks. I know I have, and on opening day, Ethan couldn't be here. It was actually my fault. I do apologize for that, but he is here today for, I guess, his debut on the 10th inning. Ethan, please say hi.
What's up, guys?
So he's going to help us break down this first week, who's hot, who's not, trades with Morales and Pilar, and plenty of other stuff to come. So, Ethan, what has been your biggest takeaway of the first week of the season? Like, what has caught your eye so far?
That the Yankees are cursed.
Says the man with 27 rings. Okay. So,
I mean, 11 players on the IL if 2-0 gets put on it.
Okay, here's the thing. Ethan's a Yankees fan, if you don't already know. And they have a better record than the Cubs, who are currently 1-3. And the Yankees are 2-4. So, I think that is a perfect way to segue into the first little segment I kind of want to debut here. Who's hot and who's not? So, I think we'll start with a few teams that are not right now. The Red Sox are currently 1-5 with a winning percentage of 167.
I mean, you just hate to see it.
I mean, and another thing that has caught my eye is they have been shut out in back-to-back games. Lost 1-0 to the A's yesterday and lost 7-0 to the A's the day before that. Shut out in back-to-back games with bats like that.
The Red Sox have not looked good early on. Feeling a little bit of that World Series hangover.
Yes, and another team that we could say that's not is the Angels, 1-5 as well. They are not doing too well either.
Yeah, I believe those are the two worst records in the league. I don't think many people, I get it's only 6 games, but I don't think many people, their guess would be, after 6 games, that the two worst records would be the Red Sox and the Angels.
Yes. Few other notable teams will put out. My Cubs are 1-3. I'll quickly mention it's because our pitching, not necessarily just pitching, bullpen is absolutely terrible. They are just terrible. The bullpen is so bad. We need to fix that at the deadline, if not sooner. And Ethan, I'll let you talk about your Yankees. I know you guys are injured to hell and back, but I'll quickly let you talk about them.
Yeah, we have 10 players on the IL currently. Another one potentially pending as Tulo left to get today's game, Troy Tulowitzki, with a hamstring injury. We'll see how severe it is. He's getting like x-rays on it and stuff. But these aren't 10 players that are just scrubs. You got players like Didi, who's obviously out for a lot of the year. You got guys like Aaron Hicks, Dellin Betances, Luis Severino, Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know how I didn't bring him up first. Miguel Andujar, and you just got a ton of other injuries. CC Sabathia, and you have a ton of injuries. And I'm really starting to get scared. Our depth is really starting to be tested. And yeah.
All right, now we can go to teams that are hot. Teams that have really been good to start the league off. I guess we'll start with the hottest team, the team with the best record, the Seattle Mariners. What has caught your eye the most when it comes to this team? They've just been scoring at such a high level. 12 runs, 7 runs, 6 runs, 10 runs, 6 runs, and got a 2-1 win last night.
I mean, the Mariners, who would have thought that the Red Sox would be 1-5 and the Mariners would be 6-1? I mean, who would have thought that? The Mariners trading away all their core pieces pretty much. Not all. They still have like Mitch Haniger and stuff, but trading away a lot of their core pieces. And so far, it's still early. I don't expect this to go all the way. Still expect them to come back down to earth, but so far they've been impressive. There's no way around it.
I know Tim Beckham is, I think, near the top of the league in home runs.
Yeah, he had 2 off Chris Sale in one game.
I did see that game. Speaking of home runs, I think the Dodgers hit 8 on opening day. They're 4-2, trying to put that back-to-back World Series losses behind them. even though not the best record at 4-2, they've impressed me, especially in the run scoring department. 12 runs, 5 runs, 18 against the Diamondbacks. It's just, their pitching is good. I mean, they have a lot of good pitchers on that team. It's just, I think they've had trouble finishing games. I know my friend's a huge Dodgers fan. What's up, Tyler? He wants Pedro Baez cut immediately. Have you seen a pattern with the Dodgers having trouble finishing out games?
I mean, we saw it last year in the World Series one game. Obviously, they have Kenley Jansen, who hopefully he's healthy. If you remember last year, he had heart problems. He appears to be healthy now. But I think you mentioned back-to-back World Series losses. I think they've just kind of went through the NL, but then both years came up against teams that were simply better than them.
I think you can definitely make that as a valid case. Now, the team I was hoping this team would regress significantly. They are still at Cloud9, and we have to play them in their upcoming series. The Brewers are 6-1, and unlike the Dodgers, they've been doing very good in the pitching department. They won a 1-0 game against the Reds. And, I mean, their bats Yelich has obviously been on fire. I thought he would be another guy that would regress after an MVP-like season. What does he have, I forget what stat it was.
He had four consecutive games.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Home run.
And also, Peralta struck out 11 yesterday against the Reds. And, I mean, they haven't been putting up monstrous numbers in the run department. We got 5 runs. 9 runs is really good, but 4, 5, 4, and then a 1-0 win yesterday. I think, quick little question, who do you think has the best bullpen in baseball?
Yankees. Call me biased, Yankees.
Yankees, I forgot about them. That's definitely great. But
Brewers have a great bullpen, too. A's have a great bullpen. For some reason, I just can't think of, just teams on the top of my head. But Brewers, A's have great bullpens. Mets have a good bullpen.
All right. I think that'll conclude who's hot, who's not. Now, Ethan, I know you wanted to talk about a lot of trades that have been happening. Please enlighten us on what has been going on in the trade department and extensions, because I know Bodie got a nice extension.
So, trades, it's kind of surprising. There's already been some trades. Kevin Pillar was traded from the Blue Jays to the Giants in exchange for 3 other players. Alan Hansen, who's kind of a failed prospect. He's kind of bounced around a few teams now. Another guy who I can't put my ring on what the name is, but the main guy going back to the Blue Jays is Jose DePaula, a pitcher that has some nice stuff. And trading Kevin Pillar, they have an outfield prospect named Anthony Alford who's being blocked. Now he can step in, and I think it was a good move for the Blue Jays. The Giants, it's pretty simple. They just wanted a temporary, fix to their outfield problems, and he steps in. Now, Kendrys Morales being traded to the A's, obviously this has much to do with Matt Chapman. No, not Matt Olson. What am I saying? I just missaid. Being injured, so he steps in at first base. I thought for a little while that Franklin Barreto would play second, and then Jurickson Profar would get some time at first. Franklin Barreto has been a prospect who's kind of gotten blocked. Don't be surprised if he gets traded for a piece at the deadline. But yeah, that's pretty much the reasoning behind both trades.
All right, and the Braves just tied the game at 1. Dansby Swanson just hit a home run. It's 1-1. I'm quite disappointed. That's okay, though. Moving on, I do kind of want to talk about one thing. I don't really like talking about this type of stuff, so I'll make this pretty quick. What do you feel about Bryce Harper getting booed when he went back to Washington? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, he should get an ovation. He should get a retire. How do you feel about him being booed? I don't want to talk about this too much, though.
Well, him being booed it's pretty simple. Eventually they're going to forgive him, like the Yankees, for example, with Cano or something. But the reasoning behind it was pretty much that fans get emotional. So a player moves to a division rival, and they boo him.
Well, I mean, I probably would have booed too, but everybody in the media was talking about how, he should get. I don't even know. I don't really know.
Fans are just emotional. That's
exactly.
And I'm not blaming them at all. I mean, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
But.
Also, I know that the Nationals they got, I guess, their form of revenge. They did get a walk-off winner yesterday, 9-8. I can't quite remember.
The Phillies are, I should just mention, we talk about who's hot and who's not. The Phillies are another team that's very hot right now.
I mean, it looks like all their pieces are just coming together in the right way. I mean, a guy that's impressed me is Segura so far. He's been playing really well. Like, in my eyes, he's been performing like the best player on their team right now.
I mean, Harper's been pretty good too.
I know, but I mean, in the games I've seen out, granted I haven't seen every single Nationals game, but I've seen a few. Segura is looking very good. I just wanted to say that real quick. I know Harper, how many home runs does he have? Like 2?
I think it's 2, but it has like an on-base percentage like 500 right now.
Yeah, I mean, he really has just been getting on base at such... I mean...
For his entire career, really.
For his entire real career. And, hold on, let me get it. Alright, never mind. So, I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk about. Ethan, do you got anything?
We could talk some extensions. I mean, just not even specific extensions, just how many extensions are being signed by just out of nowhere players.
Alright, I just want to mention one quick thing. Ozzie Albies just hit a home run. It's 2-1 Braves. I'm now getting very sad. Because
It makes you feel better. The Yankees have lost 2 series in a row to the Orioles and the Tigers.
True. Albies straight up murdered that thing. 393 to right. But, another thing we forgot to mention in struggling teams, the Astros have been... They're 2-4. Do you see anything there? I mean, lost 3 of 4 to the Rays.
And they lost to the Rangers one time. I saw also.
Yeah, I know another team that lost to the Rangers. It's all right though. But I mean, the run scoring for the Astros just hasn't been there. I mean, 2 runs, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run. Lost 6-4 yesterday. I just don't see it there. But I mean, I guess we'll end this with division leaders and how about this? We'll end this with who's leading the division and who's in the wild card hunt. Just real quick. I mean, I know it's 7 games into the season, but I mean, we may as well. So Tampa's leading the AL East at 5-2. The Twins are leading the Central at 4-1. The Mariners are leading the West at 7-1. The Mets and Phillies are tied in the East both at 4-1. The Brewers are killing everybody in the Central at 6-1. The next best team is the Cardinals at 2-3. And the Dodgers are a half game above the Padres in the West. Of those, which one are you the most confident that they will stay at the top? The Dodgers, Brewers, Mets, Mariners, Twins, or Rays? Who do you have the most confident keeps that for the longest time?
Probably the Dodgers. I would think the Dodgers because they're probably the only team that's right now in the head of their division that was favorited going into the season.
That's probably true. You could maybe make an argument that the Brewers were one of the favorites for the Central.
Maybe the Brewers, but the Brewers maybe were the favorites, but it was like a 3-way favorite thing.
I mean, anyway, keep in mind these are very light takeaways from the season. I mean, you can't overreact on this stuff. I feel like I find that myself doing that way too much. I'm like, oh my God, the Orioles have a winning record. Whatever will we do?
The Mariners aren't winning this division. They're 7-1. That's good. They're not winning the division.
I mean, there's a chance, but I feel like a lot of these teams are just going to get dragged back down to planet Earth. But I mean, if they could stay on the moon for a decent amount of time, they might be able to barely sneak up there. I don't know. Chris Bryant just made an error. Oh my God! I'm gonna rip all the.
It's gonna become a Cubs show.
I'm gonna rip all the hair out of my scalp. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching episode 2 of the 10th inning. comment below what you would possibly want us to talk about in future episodes. Like, maybe a new segment you would want to see. We are open to new ideas. Like, if you wanted to, like, I don't know, anything you would want us to talk about in future episodes, you can mention that. We will be looking at those. But thank you guys for watching episode 2. Ethan, do you have any last words?
Nothing really. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Alright, you're welcome. Ethan, we'll be back next week. There will be episode 3 sometime next week. We haven't decided a date yet, but sometime next week, there will be a new episode of the 10th Thing. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.